But Dave Gilbert got a good round of applause there from this Crucible crowd, who would love to see a close match, but he's up against it. He now needs to win the last 6 frames to reach the final. Kyren Wilson looking for one more to take on either Stuart Bingham or Jack Jones in the title match.
Well, it's do or die, I'm afraid, Dave. You've got to go for it, but go for it full-blooded. Close. Couldn't have got any closer without it dropping. He was nicely on the black. Now can Kyren control the cue ball in potting this red? It's not easy because it's thin.
One.
Is he on the black? It doesn't look like it from here. And from there, it certainly doesn't look like it, but he's right behind it. And he's addressing it, so he must think it goes. Yeah, nicely done. Is he on the red?
Eight.
No. So, the first sign there. Now, if only Dave Gilbert can read those same signs.
One.
What have you got left, Dave? Perfectly onto the blue for a start.
Well, he's made his biggest ever effort, probably in the whole of the time he's been playing in the World Championship, as we see them miss again, to actually get in shape for the tournament. So the effort has been there from before a ball was struck in this tournament from Gilbert.
Seven.
He could have done with leaving a little angle there on the black to give them a nudge. Because that red over the pocket meant that it was always going to be on a red.
14. $15.
Maybe this time. Into the pack, and he's got to be on that red to the right corner if he's not on anything else. Now that is a confident shot. Didn't hold back on that shot whatsoever.
22.
Look at the cue ball swinging into the reds. Great split.
Like a wrecking ball, wasn't it? Now has to take advantage of the chance that he himself has fashioned here. Because now he's opened the reds, he knows one miss and that could be the end.
Those 6 reds just below the pink. If you just have a look at them,
30.
there's nothing really goes unless there's a plant there. So they do need some attention.
31.
Similar to a shot that he missed in the last frame, this one.
36.
although he's a little bit closer to this.
37.
Now, he could give them a little flick here if he's got the angle. Wasn't the best angle.
Yeah.
And this red down the cushion, just a little bit more trickier.
43.
Not just the pot, but getting onto a colour to be able to get to the next red. Because, as I said before, they all seem to be covering one another, those reds. If you could land somewhere around about there on the pink, it would be perfect. No plants. There, or up for the blue. He's under hit it. Well, no, he hasn't. He's got the right side. So, you would think all on this shot, if you could get a nice split here. May have to play him off 2 cushions. That could be easier. Well, he's got the split, but he isn't left with anything easy.
49.
Nah, it's a bit unlucky, isn't it? I mean, he's gone into them here. Cue all those made its way out again. Another big shot, this.
Dave Gilbert.
Yeah, it was a
49.
big shot. And he could be pinning his hopes on that one safe red.
Yeah, I mean, it was awkward. The green was under his shoulder. So Wilson, 41 behind. As Joe says, 1 red safe on the cushion.
One.
Wow, very nearly brought that red into play. What cue power this man has. Terrific shot. And a terrific attempt to bring that red out. Look at that. He managed to catch the red, but not thick enough. 40 points behind. Which is nothing at this level of play.
Three.
I don't think he can get the cannon to the red. But it was close.
4.
Yeah, that red on the cushion is now the ball in this match, isn't it? It could decide this match.
11.
Yeah, it's in a good spot as well. You know, if you're on the pink or that red directly above the black is in a really good spot. So he wouldn't really want to play for that red. That's the red that will get that red into play. Stay on the blue.
12.
So I'd be surprised if he played for that red above the black, but maybe he's got no choice now. Hasn't left the best angle on the black to get to those 2 reds. Well, he did actually. He had the angle. And decided to leave that
90.
red above the black, so we know what his plan is.
Nope.
That's the one that he needed. And if he just drops the blue in, he'd have a thin cut at that red.
Well, they're all
25.
out in the open now, so it's in his hands.
26.
I'm sure he's been annoyed this season, Kyren Wilson. Some of the big tournaments have been on and he's not been in them. It won't matter if he can put these away and put himself into the World Championship final.
$33.
His strength of mind in this match has been superb. I mean, he had a lot to put up with
34.
in the early part of this match with Gilbert playing as well as what he did. He knows the writing's on the wall. Not the best angle on the black, you've got to say. Scores all level.
41.
This was the red that he was left with. He went into them, didn't he, and could have got on something much easier.
Yeah, it was certainly unfortunate. He split them beautifully, didn't he, off of 2 cushions, but wasn't to be.
$42.
Nice angle on the blue, brown or green. Take your pick.
Well, Dave Gilbert has had such a terrific tournament. As I say, 10 centuries. Remember that day 1 win over Brissell. There's drama here right from the off. Is there going to be any more, though, in this match?
$47. $49.
Kyren Wilson had a good lead at 14-10, resuming, but the pressure's on, isn't it? All the talk of comebacks. You have to get it won. And the question was, could he get it won comfortably?
He just overscrewed the yellow there, but it shouldn't be a problem. He needs the blue to be in the final.
$52.
The question was, could he get it won comfortably? And it looks like he's going to win 3 of the 4 frames this afternoon. So even though it's been a battle at times this match, remember they were level for a long time, up to 9 each. In the second half, it looks like Kyren Wilson has done the business.
56.
And he's already got experience of being in a world final, which will surely stand him in good stead if he can knock this blue in. This is match ball. And there is the celebration to the family. A kiss blown to his wife Sophie, who's sitting with his 2 sons, Finley and Bailey. What a 2 days it's going to be for the Wilson family, because Kyren Wilson is the first man into the World Championship final. We were wondering, would there be a comeback? It didn't materialise. Dave Gilbert's great championship is over, and Kyren Wilson will face either Stuart Bingham or Jack Jones for the trophy.
Thank you, the 29th frame. Jack Jones to break.
Jack Jones has shown almost no signs of nerves throughout this run to the semi-finals. Now he's on the cusp of the final. Is it going to dawn on him? Is it going to affect him? Is he going to have trouble getting over the line? That's what Bingham's got to hope is the case, and he too has to raise his game dramatically to have any sort of chance of turning this precarious situation around. 4 down with 5 to play.
Well, he was hoping for good luck there. He didn't really have much of an idea where that keeper was going to end up. And he didn't get it.
Pink ball. Stuart Bingham
That's
1.
not a particularly good shot either. As I say, he looks a little bit disconsolate, doesn't he, Bingham? But he won't give up. I mean, he really won't. I'll say that. And obviously he's extremely disappointed the way things have gone.
That just about sums up Stuart Bingham's evening. That was some plant.
Rambo.
Just playing a tuck in behind the brown.
Jack Jones 1.
The positives for Bingham are that he's proved that his game is intact, and he's had 2 very quiet seasons. Maybe there was a feeling that his career was beginning to wind down. He scotched those suggestions with the quality of the snooker he's played to get to this semi-final. Of course, he experimented with glasses, contact lenses earlier in the season, which he then abandoned and started to play better. He's proved that he's still capable of playing at a very high level, high enough to be one of the standout players of the season in RonnieO'Sullivan over 25 frames, one of the toughest assignments in the sport. But for whatever reason, in the semi-final, it's not happened for him. Not since that very promising start when he led 3-0, nearly 4-0. And had he won that 4th frame, when he missed the blue, who knows how the rest of that session would have panned out and how it would have altered the course of the entire match, because at that stage Jones was really struggling to settle in his first world semi-final.
Yeah. Oh, you mean as in double hitting? No, it looked fine to me. I have no doubt.
I don't know what that was about, that little discussion there. We didn't get to see a replay, unfortunately, to find out what it was he was querying. Well, we're seeing a replay of the next shot, but it was the previous shot that was Stuart was querying.
I can only assume he was just double-checking that there was no push involved from Jones as he played up to the balk area.
Well, that's a full ball contact on the red. That's the only ball he was trying to avoid. Now then, it's a point of no return, isn't it, now for Bingham? He's sitting in his chair, and who knows if he'll come back to the table.
One.
Well, if the magnitude of what Jack Jones is very close to achieving is to dawn on him in a negative way, it's got to happen pretty quickly from Stuart Bingham's point of view. Just seems so totally unfazed by the gravity of the situation as he's moved through the draw. Unlike Stuart Bingham's pink earlier today, that one has reached the pocket, but no real position to go with it.
7. Jack Jones, 7.
Wasn't the most adventurous shot ever, was it?
Not for the first time this evening. It's something of a waiting game to see how this frame unfolds. That's something that Bingham has been adept at this evening, laying snookers. He's been doing it on a regular basis. What he hasn't done nearly enough of is score, which is very unlike him. Can only guess at the tension among the Jones family right now. His mum Debbie, of course, struggles at the best of times to watch him live or even on TV. Goodness knows how she's going to feel with her son a frame away from the World Championship final. Jack has got 8 brothers and a sister. His dad Colin has travelled the world following his career. What a night it could be for them. One thing Bingham certainly hasn't done is drop his head. He's still giving it absolutely everything in the hope that something is going to happen for him, that he can flick that switch, find some inspiration. Just as he did against O'Sullivan. A very different kind of match, of course. Very different pace.
It's kind of lucky it hit the yellow there, because that cue ball was racing a little bit back down. Would have come down the left side, possibly leaving a red on.
Well, at this stage of the game, Bingham has got to try and make something happen, try and change the dynamic in this match. It's been played on Jack Jones' terms for the lion's share ever since Jones got himself out of an early hole to share the first session and then the second. Made something of a move this afternoon at the end of the morning session in taking 5 of the 7 frames played. And he's been able to maintain that advantage, indeed build on it, to get him within 1 frame. And he's in. Albeit the cue ball isn't great.
Has he gone far enough? I think he has, to pot that red. So,
6.
well, it's early, but you know, this is another opportunity, isn't it, to put away this match. And it's one of these things. Yes, he's got a 4-frame buffer, but you sometimes have to do it while the chance is there. Because if it got interesting and Bingham won a couple, then all of a sudden he might have missed the boat. And a lot of great champions here have been good at killing off matches. He is not a great champion yet, but who knows what awaits him. Well, one thing, he's got a game that's geared up to long matches and attritional play. He concentrates hard for long periods.
12.
All the things that are difficult to do. Seems to have the resilience. Does he have the scoring power? Well, might have to raise that a bit.
13.
His highest break of the entire match remains 72. Made a 70 to go to within 1 frame of victory.
20.
Bingham helpless in his chair, hoping for another opportunity to prolong his stay in this year's World Championship.
$21. $28. $29. $36.
There's a serious chance now, isn't it? And yeah, what a moment it would be for Jack Jones. You know, a player who, barring last year when he did so well getting to the quarterfinals, it wins against Ali Carter and Neil Robertson, no less.
37.
And that was a great effort. And well, this year, goodness, he's achieving loads more. In the meantime, I mean, he's done nothing all season, actually. Absolutely nothing. But this has been outstanding. He's a tough match player. Typically tough Welsh match player. You know, I think of past players, Terry Griffiths, as hard as nails, great man, great player. Doug Mountjoy, all these very proud Welshmen. Of course, you've got your Matthew Stevens and your Mark Williams, who are still playing, and great Ray Reardon. But you know, something about him, he's more in the Mountjoy mould, I think.
A little bit of a tester here with the rest from mid-range. Always missed it. That wasn't a clean strike. So Stuart Bingham does win a reprieve. 51 points the lead.
Yeah, I'm just looking if that red on the left there, was it potable to the left middle? And that's why he was just peeking across that there. Well, that was nowhere near. Straight away you knew he'd missed that. I don't think the red will go to the middle, otherwise Stuart would have played it. And if it doesn't, it gives almost license for the possibility of a double. Does it go? That's very tight. I mean, if it doesn't, well, I don't know. I think that might go. So he can't play the double in case it goes. He doesn't want to play it himself. He just doesn't want Stuart to play it.
There's nothing quite like the Crucible. Steeped in history, Guaranteed drama every year.
Oh, goodness me, he hit that dreadfully. What did he do? I don't know what he was even playing. I think maybe the first red is where he tried to pop, but he completely butchered it.
It may be that the fight has finally gone out of Stuart Bingham. It's been a very frustrating day for him.
Yeah, I think so. I think you're right. At last, I think that is the case.
But maybe Jones is beginning to feel just a few butterflies in the stomach inside of victory. That was a red you expected him to get. So, a last hurrah for Bingham, or can he turn this into something frame-winning?
Well, the brown is the shot, really, and the point is, if he misses it, then sure, it must be curtains if he misses this. But he has to play the brown. In his heart, he knows it's the only shot he can play, but he knows it is the end. If it stays out, he's going to play it. All credit for playing the correct shot. To be honest with you, he didn't even look like he was aiming properly there. He's gone, I'm afraid. The way he approached that shot,
Right in this area. Who is it?
he knows he had to play it.
Are you fine? Are you happy to leave, or are you all right, sir? Yeah, you are. I think one more sound, I will ask you to leave.
Oh goodness! Well, I'll tell you, Jack Jones needs to concentrate here. I don't know what Marcel's getting involved with this for.
Who was it who made the sound?
Can't we just get on with the game, please? This is the biggest moment of Jack Jones' life.
Gotta be quiet, please.
I don't see much wrong in the crowd.
I do apologize if it wasn't you.
Well, what a moment for Jack Jones. He missed a red just now, and maybe for the first time in this tournament. Showing some nerves, entirely understandable nerves, on the cusp of the greatest win of his life. Already 50 in front. What a chance he's got here. That red has only just dropped. He's definitely feeling it. He can smile now. He wouldn't have been smiling had this stayed above ground. And it very nearly did. It's been an epic session, 3 hours and counting. But in truth, Stuart Bingham has never seriously threatened to close the gap and turn this match his way. He just hasn't been able to score nearly often enough, and it's been one of his great strong suits down the years, of course, closing in on 600 career centuries. He's made 2 in this match, but very little else. And there goes the red. But Jack Jones needed that, barring snookers, will take him into the title match. Wales has always been one of snooker's great powerhouses. Ray Reardon, champion in '78. Griffiths the following year as qualifier. 3 times Mark Williams has lifted the trophy. And Doug Mountjoy and Matthew Stevens have contested finals. Jack Jones is about to join that list. A chance to play for the biggest prize in the sport. The game's up for Bingham. He's had a great tournament. He'll look back on a fantastic win, in particular over O'Sullivan. But he's run out of gas in the semi-final. And Jack Jones thoroughly deserves his victory.
Yeah, I mean, listen, Jack Jones is the Iron Man, I think. That's what his nickname should be, something like that, because he's not been making big breaks, but his mental fortitude is up there with the best, I think. There's something about him. You know, he's absolute nails out there.
30.
He's got a strong belief. And he's in a World Championship final as a qualifier.
31.
Lowly ranked. And if he took his points off from last year's quarter-final and this year, I don't know where he'd be. I think he'd probably be off the tour. But you can't, because this is the biggest tournament in the world, and he loves it. And what a player he is. And he will be in the top 16 next season. That man would have been had he won. So Jack Jones, all credit. And I think he'll acquit himself well in the final.
Stuart Bingham will obviously be desperately disappointed that he couldn't produce the snooker of which he's capable in this semi-final, but there are definitely positives that he can take from the tournament he's had. He'd rather disappeared off the radar before this World Championship. He's shown that he can still be a force to be reckoned with, as he proved against O'Sullivan.
43.
But this is Jack Jones' night, and how must he be feeling now? Not a trace of emotion on his face. I wonder if that'll change when they shake hands. But of course, the biggest job of all is still to come over the next 2 days.
47. 52.
150 to 1 outsider coming in, the world number 44.
58.
Finishing with a flourish. What a night in the life of Jack Jones. The Welshman has defeated Stuart Bingham to book his place in a first World Championship final. A fabulous achievement. Bingham tried his hardest, but he just couldn't produce the snooker he needed to get the better of this rock-solid Welshman. Wonderful temperament. He'll play Kyren Wilson for the title. He wins 17-12.